All right, this is a song called North of Superior. Over land of glory and through the forest bold, and from the lonesome quarry and to the great lakes cold. She holds on to our stories, she covers them with snow. Sometimes these old secrets are better left untold. Under the loose rock and shale, beneath the earth her clothes, and all that shines is for sale as we dig into her soul. She holds on to our worries as the north wind blows. Sometimes there's no hurry when there's no place left to go. Through the forest bold, and from the lonesome quarry into the Great Lakes cold. She holds on to our stories, she covers them with snow, and sometimes these old secrets are better left untold. She holds on to our worries as the north wind blows. Sometimes there's no hurry, that's right, when there's no place left to go.
You are listening to Live from Studio 2 on CIUT 89.5 FM. I am Jenny Blackbird. I'm normally the host and producer of Indigenous Waves, but today I am guest hosting Live from Studio 2 as part of Indigenous Education Week. So I just want to shout out to First Nations House Indigenous Student Services for the entire week of events. You can check it out. Check out our page on Student Life at U of T. So we just heard North of Superior by Nadjiwan, and we have in studio Mark Medolainen. Danse.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Chimigwech, Kitos. It's great to be here again.
It is good. It is good to be here. So can you tell us a bit about the song?
Yeah, for sure. North of Superior, the song that we just played, is a song that I had wrote and actually recorded up in Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay referring to the North of Superior. I had grown up actually in Thunder Bay until I was about, 21 or 22 when I moved out of there, which was many, many years ago. Now I'm only 25. No, I'm just kidding. I'm 55. So it's been a number of years. But I mean, it's always been sort of my hometown, and I've had, both, I guess, fond memories and not so fond memories, we'll say, of Thunder Bay. There's definitely a lot of challenges, I think, for some people living up in the north, especially if you're Indigenous sort of background. There's sort of a lot of, let's say racism, let's just say it, in that town. It still exists today. I often get followed around, when I go to the liquor store there or Shoppers Drug Mart. And I'm the only person they're following around, which is odd. But in spite of all that, I mean, it is a town that, I met my wife there. And our first born, was born there in Thunder Bay as well. And we do have friends and family that still live there as well. So North of Superior was kind of my tribute to Thunder Bay. all the good and all the bad that comes with it. And speaking of Thunder Bay, we're actually heading up there again later this summer in August. We're going to be recording some tracks, some new Nadjiwan tracks at a brand new studio that just opened up last year called Blueprints. And that studio was opened up by Jean-Paul de Rover, who actually coincidentally plays in the Nadjiwan band as well. He didn't play with us today on the recording, unfortunately, because the room was too small, but but he's up in Thunder Bay actually working very hard on some projects. So it'll be good to see JP when we go up there again in the summertime.
Wow, and you're celebrating, is it 31 years now, eh?
31 years now, that's right. Last year was the 30th anniversary of the project, and we did a bunch of 30th anniversary shows. And to sort of commemorate that, we decided to go to New Mexico. We went down to Mescalero on the Apache reservation there, and we recorded a whole new record. And one of the new songs that we recorded is a song called The Mission. And we called it The Mission because where we recorded was basically, it was called St. Joseph's Mission. And it's like a over 100-year-old church that was built on the Apache reservation. And it's a beautiful sounding building and looking building. If you go online, there's a documentary, The Making of the Mission Nadjiwan. You can go check it out. It's free to watch. And it shows a lot of footage of us in that church. And it's an amazing facility. And a big shout out to the wonderful hospitality and the community down there that we were, I guess, living in for the week while we were there. Amazing people, really kind, friendly. We had a lot of great food, and we got a chance to see the White Sands. If anyone's been to the White Sands, it is incredible in New Mexico. So the White Sands is this huge area. It's got to be like hundreds of kilometers maybe, but it looks like snow, but it's sand. And it's really weird because you go there and you expect it to be cold, but it's the desert. And they even have toboggans. You can actually go tobogganing down these sand dunes should you wish. We didn't do any of that, of course, because I hate having sand in my shoes and in my underwear. So, we just kept it pretty standing. Yes, and then we're going to do, I guess, a couple other songs in the next set in addition to The Mission. We have a song called Daylight Night, which is actually I wrote on the exact opposite end. This was written in the north. Daylight Night referring to, of course, if you go to north of 60 in the summertime, the sun doesn't really set. It gets to maybe this sort of twilight sort of, lighting, we'll say. And then, it feels like it's daytime all the time and it's hard to sleep. So those are some of the tracks for the next set, as well as, sorry, what was the other song? Sorry, I'm forgetting the third one.
Chosen Words?
Oh, Chosen Words, right. Chosen Words, right. And another song in the next set, of course, that we'll do next is a song called Chosen Words. And Chosen Words actually was inspired by something an elder had told me many, many years ago. This was more than 30 years ago now. She said that the Creator gave us each 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 hands, and 1 mouth. This way, we look at everything twice, examine everything twice, listen to everything twice, listen to both sides of the conversation, touch everything twice, as in try to experience as much as we can before speaking once. And that always, stayed with me to this day. So much, of course, that inspired this song, Chosen Words.
Right.
All right, this is a song called Chosen Words. Take a look around and listen to the people. You feel it on your skin, but speak only when you've chosen your words. Your words. Your words. Your words. is she unhappy? And can you hear her reasons? You hold her close to you now. But was it what you said? Your word, your words, your words, your words. If you could see yourself now, you should open up your eyes. What kind of advice would you give? Could you listen to yourself? And would you put it all behind you? Through hands like Jesus Christ. Or would you wait till time stood still? Can you see what I can? And are you listening loudly? You touch it with your hands, but do you know what you're saying? Your words, your words, your words, your words. If you could see yourself now, you should open up your eyes. What kind of advice would you give? Could you listen to yourself? And would you put it all behind you? And through hands like Jesus Christ. Or would you wait till time stood still? You take a look around and listen to the people. You feel it on your skin, but speak only when you've chosen your words, your words, your words, your words. You could see yourself now. You should open up your eyes. What kind of advice would you give? Could you listen to yourself? And would you put it all behind you? Nails through hands like Jesus Christ. Or would you wait till time stood still? Okay, here we go. This one's called The Mission. Take them at their word, even if it's absurd. Listen to what they say and watch them do it anyway. Breaking
Tried to sleep and I couldn't wake. I dragged my feet over the lake and I buried my head in the sand and I lost my place on this land. I fell too hard and I broke my back. I couldn't stay on the track. I waited for this for too long and now it's paced and now it's gone. Hey, that night, here's my cause. Drowning holes and it's breaking down walls. Hey, that night wears me down. It's burning through my heart and through this town. You tried to sleep and you couldn't wake, and you dragged yourself through the lake, and you buried your head in the sand, and you lost your place on this land. I tried to see it your own way. I tried to hear what you had to say. It's hard to know right from wrong, and now it's wasted, and now it's gone. Hey, that night is my cause. It's tearing holes and it's breaking down these walls. Hey, that night wears me down. It's burning through my heart and through this town. Hey, that night, here's my cause. The tearing holes and breaking down these walls. Hey, that night wears me down. It's burning through my heart and through this town. Hey, that night gives me hope.
So you were listening to Live from Studio 2 on CIUT 89.5 FM. I'm Jenny Blackbird. I'm guest hosting today. Usually I'm hosting Indigenous Waves, but I got lucky and I got to host this show because it is Indigenous Education Week, and we're so happy to have Mark Medelainen in studio to discuss the set that he played for us. And that last track was Daylight Night. So, Mark, can you tell us a bit about that track?
Yes, of course. Yeah, Daylight Night. Right, that was a song I had written while I was up north. We were on tour in the where were we on tour? Northwest Territories, and we were playing a bunch of festivals up there. And we were there actually, well, twice during that same year, which was weird, but great. We were there in the winter, and of course, it's the exact opposite. When you're there in the winter, it's always dark, and then when you're there in the summer, it's always light. So hence the name Daylight Night. And we noticed a lot of the locals there had really heavy like drapes and blinds, because when the time came for them to go to sleep, whenever they did, they'd have to shut out sort of the light. And we didn't do that, because we were young and, we were just really amazed by it, so we didn't get much sleep. But we had a great time up there. It's a lot of great artists. This was a number of years ago. We were playing at the Folk on the Rocks Festival. I think it was like back in 2001, I want to say. Is that how long it was? And we met a lot of great artists. I first met Tanya Tagak up there. She played with our on our set with us, as well as I met Leela Gilday. And now we're all sort of lifelong friends. And they're both amazing, amazing artists, in their own right, too.
Yeah, that's incredible. And so as someone who is of Finnish heritage, as you are, that also reminds me of being in Finland in June. And I was very little, and I remember waking up at midnight and thinking, oh, it's time to wake up. And everyone had to come sit with me and tell me, no, actually, it's the middle of the night. And they explained to me why this happened. So did you have that experience? Did you go to Finland and do that too? Or
Well, we were in Finland. Yeah, we were in Finland maybe 6 years ago. And actually, we're heading back there later this year for
nice.
Womack's back. Later this October, we'll be back in Tempura. So, yeah, we were in Finland. It was like the end of October. And yes, it was kind of dreary. It was sort of gray. But we kind of expected that. But again, very friendly people there and very sort of logical. It's like you'd ask a question, and the answer would be like the most perfect answer. It would also include any follow-up questions you have. So the conversations, they were so logical and so efficient that you were always walking around with all this information. And just their public transportation was amazing. Everyone there has a sauna. I know they call it sauna here, but it's actually sauna. And it's just amazing sort of social safety nets they have there, because when we were there, we learned that their homelessness rate was less than 1%, because that was something we noticed. There wasn't really any like homeless people or people sort of looking for change. They do have street performers and such, but it's sort of a different, I don't know. Again, they have good social safety nets, I think, down there. And, of course, really good public education sort of system. They're light years ahead. And like I said, public transportation is awesome. And one of my favorite things about Finland is that everyone likes to keep their distance. Like, even on a public transportation or even sitting in the park, there's, like, lots of space between people. And it's wonderful. I love it.
Yep, it's a dream. Yeah, I grew up with that kind of atmosphere where it's just you just keep to yourself for a lot of the times. And then so your Indigenous side, your Anishinaabe side, where's your community?
That is Cape Croker, so that's just a little bit north of Owen Sound in the Bruce Peninsula. But we also have roots in Wikwemikon. My mom was born and raised at Wiki. And there's actually, to this day, there's a lane there named after the family. So you go to Nadjiwan Lane. The old family house is not there anymore, unfortunately. That was torn down many, many years ago. But the road is still there. And on the 30th anniversary tour, we actually played a homecoming show in Wiki during the annual Wikwemikon Heritage Festival and Powwow. And also that night, Crystal Shawanda played. So we had a wonderful time. It was great to get together and see old family and friends. It has been a while since I've been to the island, and I just love going there.
That's beautiful. And if you're just tuning in now, we are talking to Mark Medelainen from Nadjiwan, and you are listening to Live from Studio 2 on CIUT 89.5 FM. So maybe if you want to tell us a bit more about the other songs that
Sure.
you're gonna play.
Yeah, so the next set coming up, we have a song called Drowning, which came from the 2005 record Begin. And Drowning actually, when it was first released, it was one of the songs that actually made it onto, I don't want to promote other radio, but the Edge 102 back in the days. I don't know if that's still around. Other than CIUT, I don't really listen to much radio anymore. So Drowning was a song about, not literally about drowning in water, but more about how we're drowning in technology. Even 20 years ago, we were sort of drowning in technology. We were constantly, bombarded by emails, texts. People now can get a hold of you pretty much 24/7. And I think that's affected a lot of people in a negative way, especially with the employer-employee sort of relationship. They kind of expect you to be on call now 24/7. And I think it's a super unhealthy way to live. And we're kind of bombarded now with all kinds of media in general. And I think it's affecting learning, also attention spans, also situational awareness, I think, is at an all-time sort of low. So that song was just about, the human race kind of coming to terms and drowning in this sort of technological wonder that we have made. And we created this technological wonder to make our lives easier, but has it really made our lives easier? That's the question I think we have to ask ourselves. And as you know, Jenny, I don't have a cell phone. I refuse to get a cell phone. I refuse to get one.
Smart.
I really do. You can't force me to get one. I'm sure the government one day will force me, to get one, but until that day, I will enjoy being cell phone free. And then the next couple of songs, we'll do a song called Los Alamos. Again, that goes back to New Mexico. Not our recent trip to Mexico, but Los Alamos was put together back again in 2008. I've been doing some shows down in New Mexico, and it's around the time I was working out my endorsement deal with Longbow Guitars. A great shout out to Longbow Guitars. They're based in New Mexico. It's one of the only Native American guitar manufacturing companies, and they make beautiful, beautiful instruments, and they make the Nadjiwan series guitar. You can pick that up from Longbow Guitars, so check them out. And Los Alamos is sort of a fictional story about a murder. And, it's one of those sort of, I think there was a trend, people like mystery, like you're watching those murder mysteries on Netflix, or where the killer gives his confession, so it's kind of built on that sort of theme. And then Brother Run is from the first record that came out 30 years ago. Actually, the 30th anniversary of Brother is later this year, and we're going to be doing some special shows to commemorate that. Brother Run was a song that almost didn't get written because we almost got killed in a plane crash. We were doing a show in a fly-in private resort in Elliott Lake, and there was like, those float planes with the pontoons. So the guy's taking us to the resort, and he goes, "Do you want the fun ride or do you want the safe ride?" So, of course, we said the fun ride.
Oh, no.
So then he goes, "Do you know what a zero gravity drop is?" So do you know what a zero gravity drop is? So it's like you pin the plane straight up on a vertical, and then you get to a certain altitude, and then you purposely stall the engine of the plane so it floats back to Earth. And within like maybe 4 to 5 seconds of it falling, there's zero gravity in the cockpit. Like zero gravity. You're like floating. But the next part of the trick is you have to start the plane to land safely, which is what we did because I'm here. But here's the horrific part of the story. He tried this a week later with someone else, and they all got killed.
Whoa.
So we just escaped that. So anyways, the song Brother Run is not about that. We wrote that song after we had landed safely, and we were participating at the festival, having a great time, and the song sort of came out of a jam. And we tried to keep it as a jam, even though there is sort of a dark sort of story behind it. So if you're listening to this story and you're a pilot, don't try that. Yeah. Please. And if you're a band and a pilot asks you if you want the safe ride or the fun ride, always say the safe ride.
Yes, I agree with that. So we're gonna play the next set of tracks by Nadjiwan on live from Studio 2. Sorry, live from Studio 2 on CIUT 89.5 FM.
Drowning. Here we go.
This is where we all will meet, around and back again. Tell me, will it ever end? Speeding fast and out of hand, and we're speeding just to understand. Tell me, will it ever top? And if it does, will we drop down? Will we drop down? It's as easy as can be, easy just like 1, 2, 3. You take the lead and break the pace, save your butt to save your face, and chart the course to fit your needs. Reward the rest with your deeds. And when will we get to the top? And if we do, will we drop down? Will we drop down? Drove all night to Los Alamos. Headlights through the rain. I drove all night to Los Alamos, trying to escape the pain. Los Alamos. Sunshine through the rain. It came to an end in Los Alamos. I no longer feel the pain. Look at the ones before you, and look to what they have to say, and listen to the ones before you. Only they can show you the way, and follow the path left unspoken, and follow a path that will never end, to heal the circle that was broken, and you will find your wounds will mend. From broken circles, under a wounded sky, you look for your kind, until your wounds are dry. Listen to these distant voices. Listen to what they have to say, and hold on to your words and your choices, 'cause only these can show you the way. Follow the path left unspoken, and follow a path that will never end. Heal the circle that was broken, and you'll break free from your past.
You are tuned in to CIUT 89.5 FM. You're listening to Live from Studio 2. My name is Jenny Blackbird, and I'm guest hosting today. And we just heard a great track called Brother Run by Nadjiwan. So, Mark, tell us a little bit more about what are the other things that you do?
I do a bunch of other stuff. Well, I also have a podcast show called The Church of Mark. You can check that out. Right now, it's exclusively on YouTube. It's going to go later this year. I think it's going to be on all streaming services. We started with YouTube. I don't know why someone else had set that up, but and also I don't really know anything about podcasting other than that I host the show. And it's a show that we interview a bunch of different people, all walks of life, mainly a lot of our Indigenous artists and collaborators and allies. We have musicians on there. We've had administrators. We've had, I don't know what, scientists. That one guy was probably of some
Really?
sort. I think so. Like, well, we'll talk about it later.
Oh, a scientist. Okay.
A sign, like, like a psychonaut, I believe they're called.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, we have a lot of conversation, and we don't shy away from the topics. They say you shouldn't talk about sex, politics, and religion at the dinner table, but that's what we talk about.
It was all of the above. Yeah, and I came on the show, and it was actually really interesting.
That's right. You were on a
It
Christmas
was.
special
It was.
with Plex and Nadjiwan.
That was good. It was very good.
It was a good time. We always try to have a good time on the show.
I know, and I love them both so much.
They're fantastic. And Nadia is a fantastic photographer. She's
yeah.
also the photo laureate of Toronto, official photo laureate. And, of course, Doug Bedard, also known as Plex, who's a wonderful, fantastic hip-hop artist, Indigenous hip-hop artist. And he's actually working on new stuff that we'll hopefully hear later this year as well.
Okay.
And speaking of new stuff, that's the other thing that we do. My wife and I started a label 6 years ago and a management company. So we released music by Plex, and we released music by a bunch of other Indigenous artists. Some new releases we had recently was by Raven Reed, Liv Wade, and some other artists. Sorry, it's off the top of my head. I don't remember. We have like 20 artists on our label. So if you go to marylandmusic.com, you can check that out. And if you're interested in hearing more Nadjiwan stuff, you can always go to headingnorthmusic.com. That's the label that looks after me. Or you can type in NADJIWAN into your search bar, and it'll be a ton of stuff that comes up on Google as well as Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, and all the interweb sort of stuff. We're all over the place. There's also some documentaries you can watch. We've got a ton of live music videos that we've taped from concerts, and we have wonderful music videos where we're in space, flying spaceships and stuff, and we do all kinds of interesting, creative things.
So who else is in the band?
Okay, yes, that's right. So currently for the session that you're listening to now, we're just performing as a three-piece. So it's myself, Mark Marilainen, Alex Mine, and Adam Gamori. But in addition to that, when we play sort of the bigger shows on the festival stages, when we have a lot more space, we also have Brendan Peltier, who's also from Wikwemicon, born and raised there. And we also have a brand new lead guitar player, and that's Kevin Laliberte. He also plays with the Sultans of String, and he's also played with tons of other artists. And we also have good old Jean-Paul DeRover, who also, as I mentioned earlier, opened up a brand new Atmos recording studio, mixing studio in Thunder Bay, Ontario called Blueprints.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. And I just really, I like the sound of your band, and we were talking about it before we went on the air about how it's kind of like not quite hard rock, but you do have those elements interspersed, and it's kind of like a gut punch. Every once in a while it's just like, yeah, there's that power and that rock.
The uppercut.
Yes, it's the uppercut, and you just get it once in a while. And we love Star Nation. We have that album at home, and
You have it on vinyl, right?
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
that's awesome.
yeah, so if you do, any of the listeners want to get in touch with you for vinyl or for merchandise, would they go to your website? And
They can go to headingnorthmusic.com. They can actually order directly from that website. And if they don't want to support Spotify, and if they don't want to give Apple Music any more money,
Right.
you can actually purchase tracks directly from us. So you can purchase also physical tracks, you can purchase CDs, you can purchase vinyl, or you can just purchase MP3s or high sort of quality audio files, should you wish, from our website as well.
right. That's amazing. And can someone sponsor you to play a concert in the alleyway behind the McDonald's?
That's right. Someone should. We are available. We do all kinds of events, weddings, bar mitzvahs, everything.
A random event. I love that. But it's amazing to hear all your tracks on the radio live in the studio. You know, it's wonderful. So I guess we'll just cut to the last track. So
Sure.
you've been listening to Live from Studio 2, and I'm Jenny Blackbird, and I am the host and producer of Indigenous Waves, and I was asked very kindly by Henry to come and host the show for Indigenous Education Week. So, woo! Once again, if you do want to check out all of the programming that First Nations House has for Indigenous Education Week, you can just Google it, Student Life. It'll show up. There's tons of amazing artists, so don't just stop here. Keep listening to CIUT, and there are many different shows that also feature a lot of Indigenous music and artists. So the last track is Nagamo.
That's right. It's a song from the first record called Brother that came out in 1995, which is now 30 years old. And Nagamo is a song. It means he sings in Anishinaabe. And it's more of a celebration sort of song. It features sort of vocables, and we try to get a sort of a powwow beat going. But we also have some wicked rock guitars and some pretty cool bass low end. And it's just a song. Again, it's meant to sort of end off the set as a celebration of not only culture but of course of music. All right, so this song is going to be the last one. This is called Nagamo, which in Anishinaabe means he sings.
the place to where we all call home. And take me down to the old reserve road, to the place to where we all call home.
Thank you all for listening to this week's episode of Live from Studio 2. I'm Henry Lewis, your live music producer here at the station. I want to thank Jenny Blackbird one more time for doing such a beautiful job this week's episode in celebration of Indigenous Education Week here at University of Toronto. Next week's session will feature Kubla, so stay tuned for that. See you next week here on CIUT 89.5 FM.